Welcome to ChemChris Daily Drill, where I solve one or two questions that will help you sharp your mind and get you ready for JAMB and WAEC exam. And here in this video here, we have two key questions on the board on our chemical bonding. And truth is that a large majority of students will face this kind of question because they don't really understand how to write chemical formula. I have done videos on chemical formulas. I've done a lot of videos of chemical formula. But now let's look at these questions here. So if an element X with the electronic configuration 2A3 combined with another element Z with electronic configuration 2A6, here we have 2A3, here we have 2A6. The compound we have the formula. What is formula here? If you know how to answer this question, please leave a comment section. Let me know, right? And we also have this one here. So the first one to do here, why do elements or why do atoms form bonds? Now, elements or atoms form bonds because they want to attain a stable configuration, which is called the octet rule. Now, what is octet rule? Octet rule states that elements or atoms gain or lose electron in order to attain the octet electron in the atomos shell. So the key concept here is that they can either lose or gain or share their valence electron. When I talk about valence electron, the atomos electron, in order for them to attain the octet. So they will do everything possible in order for them to attain the octet, which is called the stable configuration. Now, the group 8 element do not undergo chemical bonding at your level. But as you move higher in chemistry, you discover that those octets, those group 8 elements, which is called the noble gas, they actually form bonds at a higher level. But at your level here, understand that the noble gases do not form bonds. And the main reason why they don't form bonds is because they have a stable octet electron configuration. Just like they have 8 electrons in their atomos shell. Like the neon, the argon, just the neon, the argon, the krypton, and the rest, they don't form bonds. You can never see them forming bonds, right? But you see, for the group 1 element to the group 7 element, they form bonds. They can either form ionic bonds or covalent bonds. Do you understand? So we have two types of bonds. We have three types of bonds. We have called the ionic bonds. The ionic bonds. Here we have the ionic bond. Here we have the covalent bonds. And we have the what's called dative covalent. Dative covalent bond. Do you understand? Now, this ionic bond is formed between metal and non-metal. Metal plus non-metal. So this is called the ionic bond. So ionic bond is formed between metal and non-metal. And one of the things you must understand here when it comes to ionic bond here is that the metal will give out electron. Metal will give out electrons. Then they will lose electron. In order for they will lose the entire atomos electron in order for them to achieve the octets. Just why the non-metal will accept electron into their valence electron, into their valence shell, in order to attain the octet electron. Now, here's the thing here. Metal will lose their atomos electron. They will lose their atomos shell electron. Right? Now, when they lose the atomos shell, they will form a positive charge, which is called cations. Now, let me give you an example here. For example, here we have sodium. Sodium, Na. Right? Now, the sodium have 11, right? And if you write the old electrical configuration of sodium, here we have 281. Here we have 281. So instead of sodium, we have to lose this electron to form the octets. Again, so when sodium lose this valence electron, which is 1, now they now form Na plus, right? So you now have this thing here. When you lose, you now become Na plus. So the configuration is now going to be on 2, 8. The same thing with what? With calcium, with the same thing with what? Magnesium, the same thing with potassium, the same thing with what? Aluminium. Just if you look at aluminium here, let me explain to you. If you look at aluminium here, if you look at aluminium, aluminium is what? 13, right? So if you look at it very well, if you write the old electric configuration, because this is what they use, right? So you have 283, right? Now for this aluminium here, to gain the octet electron, or or to achieve the octet shell electron, now you have to what? Give out what? These 3 valence electron, right? Now when you give out these 3 valence electron, you now have what? Al3 plus. So the electric configuration that will go to be 2 8. Just so it is saying that now let's do for calcium. For calcium is what? Is 20, and if you should write what the old electric configuration, you have what? 2882. So for calcium to obey the octet, or to have the octet electron, what will happen here if we lose out this two electron here to form it? So we have Ca2 plus here now 288, right? So you can see that metal will always what? Gain. Metal will always what? Lose electron. Why no metal what? Gain what? The electron. Just why no metal what? Gain electron. So understand that the ionic bond is formed between metal and non-metal. So let's look at what we have. Look at metal here. Look at what non-metal. A good example of non-metal here is that, now remember, ionic bond it involves what? Metal will give out the electron, right, to form the oxidation state. So when non-metal, when metal lose the electron, they will now form their oxidation state. The oxidation state tells that the numbers of electrons that have been lost by the metal, just so it can either be when you lose 1 electron, that become +1. When you lose 2 electrons, that become +2. When you lose 3 electrons, that become +3. It's very, very important you know this here. So you must understand group 1 elements. When group 1 elements can only form +1 because they only lose 1 electron. Just group 2 elements they only lose 2 electrons, so they form +2. The group 3 element, they form what? 3 plus, because they will lose 3 electron. Now for group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, they are all what? No metal. For example, now let me give you an example here. For example, here we have for example, you have this one here. For example, you have nitrogen. If you should have nitrogen, right, which is what? 7. If you should write the electric configuration, what will be the electric configuration? The old electric configuration going to be 2 5. Now nitrogen want to have 8 electrons in the outermost electron, which is what? 5, right? But we want to have the octet electron of 8, but we only have 5. How many electrons does it need to gain? Is it going to gain or lose? Yeah, it can't lose. You have to gain. So this guy have to gain 3 electrons in order to obey the octet electron, the octet rule. So when this guy gain 3 electrons, what happen here? Become N3 minus. It shows that it have gained 3 electrons. So here we now become what? 2 what? 8. Just the same thing with what? With fluorine. Fluorine is 9. Fluorine is what? Is 9. So fluorine we have to what? If you write the electric configuration, you have 2 7, right? So now when fluorine 7 here and fluorine want to become 8, want to have 8, what happen here? It will gain 1 electron. Now when you get 1 electron, what will happen here? We now have what? We now have something like this. We have 2 7 here. What will happen here? We now become F 9, F, which is now going to be what? Minus. So you're going to be 2 2. You now have 7 here. It have gained 1 electron called 2 what? 8, right? Why is it 2 8? Because F here it have gained what? 1 electron. So you say that in a covalent in an ionic bond is formed between metal and what? Non-metal. Just like formed between metal and what? Non-metal. The metal lose the electron, the outermost electron, while non-metal accept what? Electron. Just in order for them to attain the octet. So from there, covalent bond is between non-metal plus what? Non-metal. It's okay. Now in a covalent bond, it involves the sharing of electrons. This involves sharing of electrons between two non-metals. Just a good example of this compound here is H2. It's okay. Cl2, CO2. We are coming to this other one here, right? So now let's solve this question here. Now in this dirty covalent bond it has what covalent bond here. But what happens here is that one of the molecule or one of the atom, right, brings what? The sharing of the electron. Yeah, it's just like this guy here. This one here, the two non-metals that combine, they bring one electron each to form the compound. But here in dirty covalent bond here, one element or one compound brings what? The sharing of the electron. Just so now let's solve this question here. So if you check very well, if an element X with the electric configuration, you look at the electric configuration here. So you have 2, 8, 3. Now we know that they say that the element is X, right? The element here is X. Combined with another element Z, which is electric configuration what? 2, 8, 6. Here is what is Z. Good. Now look at something here. Of course, this guy is a metal. Why is it a metal? Because for this guy to obtain the octet electron, it has to lose this guy. Just have to form the oxidation state. So when you lose this electron, you what will happen here? So you have what? X3 plus. Just have so it is from the electric configuration that way we know whether it's metal or what non-metal. So we already know that 283. The reason why elements or atoms combine is because they want to obtain. So for this guy to obtain the octets, it will lose this one here. So that's why we have X. So the oxidation state of this guy here is going to be S3 plus here because you're going to lose this one. Just on the other hand, here we have this guy. Here we have 286. Right? Now, for this Z to obtain the octets, it cannot lose at 6. We have to gain 2. Right? When it gains 2 electrons, what will happen here? You're going to come Z2 minus because it's going to gain 2. Just count. So now they say the compound. So if you want to write the compound, it's very easy. How do you write the compound? It's very easy. To write the compound, metal will come first before non-metal. So you have X. You now have about 3. Look at something here. X, you have 3. Now, why is it 3 here? Because S, the oxidation state is 3. So here we have put here. You don't put plus. No, you ignore the sign. So here we have this Z here. You have what? 2, right? So you don't say plus 3. You don't say minus 2. No, you just put here, put there. So what happens here? This one comes here, and this guy comes here. So what do you have? Show you now become X to Z3. This is not the answer here. This is not what the answer here. So what is the answer? They say X supposed to be XZ. XZ, no, that is not the answer. XZ2, no. Here we have S2Z3. This is not the answer. C is what is the answer. So this is not the answer. Just so now I will leave this one for you guys. What is the likely formula of compound formed between elements M in group 2 and elements S in group 7? You guys will do this one for me. Leave the answer to this one for me. Just with what I've explained so far, you should be able to run this one yourself, right? Now, if you know that you need a tutor for your personal class for JAMB, WAEC, NECO, or any science exam at all, send me a message on WhatsApp. Make your payments. We have different plans, right? We have monthly plan, we have weekly plan, and we have monthly plan that be of great help to you. So, all this video is helpful. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and you can share this video to other persons. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.